What is good, my friends? Today is Anime Day. Where am I? Right here. Ah, yes. Good morrow, my friends. My name is Silva Lowenhart, and welcome to today's stream, where we get to review anime. Why? Because that's what we like to do. First, I would like to thank Miss Lady Pink Pistol for joining us the first time. And hello, Sprockets. Welcome myself. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Today's going to be a very extra day. I would have done this Monday, but unfortunately, I wasn't feeling it. And, well, Tuesday, I wasn't also feeling it. Well, Monday, I just didn't have enough time because I was still behind on so many things. And Tuesday, I just wasn't feeling it. Let's just say today gave me a bit of a wake-up call to go, you know what, I have to start doing some new stuff. I really gotta have to. And that's how it is, that's how it works. But yeah, today is Anime Day! Let's hope you guys watch some stuff because we're gonna go through, I guess we're gonna call it week 5 of today's anime. And as a little bonus, we're gonna look at the Video Game Awards and because there's a lot to look at. We're going to look at the nominees and we're going to cast our votes in. Why? Yeah, that's what we like to do. We like to do all that. Where is it? Okay. So anyway, how's everybody doing so far? You doing good? Alright, I'm doing well myself. We're doing very good, very nice. Now we're gonna cut this off for a bit. We're just gonna do a bit of a talking. So anyway, how's everybody doing today? You doing well? I'm doing great. There's been a lot of news, not really regarding when it comes to VTuber news for the most part, but just a lot of back and forth. Yeah, usually I kind of start sometimes with some of the VTuber news. You know, what's been going on within the community, but sometimes not much goes on in the community. Sometimes it's just X and Y, you know? So yeah, nothing huge has been going on with the community, nothing at least spontaneous. Just you know, new debuts, new tune-ins and tune-ups and whatnot. Nothing really huge except for Holocure being released, but I already played that. I don't know if I'm going to actually. I did say I was going to try to make that a bit of a series, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I might. But yeah, that's been gaining some traction, and I have been playing other games, so I know I might do some of those. Yeah, other than that, not much else has really been going on. Just revisiting old videos that have been popping up on my timeline, and that's that. I might do a separate stream for some random shenanigans, but yeah, this is mainly just for Game Awards and anime. So if you're expecting something else, I'm sorry. It's gone, buddy. You're late. You're too late. We're not doing it anymore. But it doesn't matter. We're there. So if you haven't seen how this works out, it's a very simple format. We take a look at a site called livechart.me, which has all the anime for fall that I'm currently watching, and I do this a number of times to keep people up to date on some of the anime and give my personal opinions about it. It's a bit of some are speedy and some are just a bit of a lengthy. And it all goes up on YouTube, so if you want to see like my opinions on it, go on YouTube. A lot of it's unedited. I don't edit a lot of stuff. But now that I realized how long it takes for some of this to get uploaded to YouTube, that's why I do it for streams only. So it makes it a lot more easier, at least personally. But I do still enjoy anime. I don't try to make it seem like it's a chore, but sometimes it could be a chore. But, you know, that's here and there. So, but without further ado, we're going to get into the anime. Here's the site that you guys can look at. You see, it is livechart.me. And as you can see, I do have other things on top of here that are not really worthy to look at. We're just going to focus on the anime. And I do always write down some notes for the anime so that I know exactly what the hell I'm talking about for the most part. And yeah, there's a lot of anime. So currently I'm watching 4, 8. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of anime. So how the whole anime site works is pretty simple. If in case you didn't know, you can click this little icon right here. And it'll tell you whether well, that's something you don't have to worry about that. Or you can actually scroll over here. You can see that it's either completed, you're watching it, you're planning on watching it, you're considering, or you're just skipping altogether. You can edit it to make it so that if whatever you skip, it doesn't show up when you refresh the page. So right now you can see some of these anime like Uzumaki I've already completed, and I've already gave my opinions on that, and some are still ongoing. And some of the stuff like here, I just realized this was here. But since I'm not really watching it, I can easily skip it, and this I can easily skip, so that's already gone from the whole thing. And as for stuff like Hana Cocoon and Saze-san, I can say they're completed because it's still ongoing, and I don't know when they're going to be completed. And I can just refresh it, and it'll re-update it, updated to here, and there you go. It's all been updated. So, with that being said, we're going to start with the anime, and we're going to type in it, and you guys can look at which anime I'm on, so that you don't get confused as to what anime I'm talking about. I'll try to be as clear as possible because that's always been like a bit of an issue with me. So let's get started. Alright. So, what's the first anime on our list that we get to talk about today? So, our first list is Amagami, because that's the first one I watched. Alright, Amagami-san. If you ever watched this, it's a pretty okay anime so far. Right now, episode 9 just came out, I think today, so I haven't watched that. I've watched episode 8. Yeah, some anime came out, some 7 Deadly Sins. Have I seen them? I've seen the first season, but I never followed it afterwards ever since. And interesting to note about 7 Deadly Sins. Actually, there's a very interesting thing about 7 Deadly Sins, because there's actually 2 anime that are 7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins anime. See, there are actually 2 of them so far. This is the one that most people will talk about when it comes to, 7 Deadly Sins. And then, there's another one. 7 Mortal Sins, which is also called 7 Deadly Sins, but this one's a bit more ecchi than the rest. So when it comes down to it, some people will talk about this one, which is usually the most common one, and then then it's the one I've seen, which is this one, which is very, very ecchi. But both of Japanese are Nanatsu no Taizai, but this is Sin Nanatsu no Taizai, and then you get the one that's a regular Nanatsu no Taizai. But either way, I watched both of them, and this one kind of just downgraded itself. It went somewhere, but then it downgraded, unfortunately. And a lot of people just don't like it anymore, which is sad, but it is. Is your first anime will always be your favorite? Well, more to you. A lot of people have such guilty pleasures when it comes to anime. Like some people like some things and they stick with it because they like it. Like some people make fun of a lot of Welcome to the party, Lady Pink Pistol. I'm Silva Lowenhart, and you just became my newest soulmate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ha 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 ha. I try to do this every Monday, so if it's not on Monday, then definitely sometime down the week. But I always try to make it at least a weekly series, if it's the only stream. If not, then it's whatever. But hey, if you like 7 Deadly Sins, again, more power to you. Some people like other stuff like Sword Art Online. A lot of people make fun of that, but it's still a good series. So, as long as you like it, and as long as you know, like, all the good and bad, then that's on you. That's up to you. Well, right now, we're going to get into the 2024 anime. So, Amagami-san. This is from episode 8. So, we have our main boy, Uryu, which is right here. He can now see into the future. And he has a future vision of any of these girls. Like, he has a vision of somebody here doing something weird with him, and he tries to prevent it, but he unfortunately doesn't. But the whole episode is mostly about the girls meeting another shrine maiden, Yomiko. because they need help on their shrine. Unfortunately, Yomiko tells them, or at least gives them the question of, do you really want to dedicate your whole entire life to working at the shrine? Like, is it something you actually want to do, or is it something that you're forced to do? Which they really can't answer. And Uryu sees that they're all mostly trying to avoid it, especially her, Yuna, who's mostly down. So he goes and tries to help her. And they start it out, and everything seems to be all good and better. Another thing Yomiko also says is that Uryu is pretty much integral towards whether or not the shrine these three run can survive or not. I said this last stream, and I'll say it right now for people who don't know. Uryu has become a bit of a bitch. I don't like the fact that he's changed his style. Well, not style. I don't like the fact that he lost his backbone from the second episode, because the second episode was still my favorite, where he told him, leave. He goes, okay. He leaves. And then they try to chase him. I don't like it, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Also, Yuna's kind of a hypocrite, because she berates him saying like, oh, you can't live without me, when it's like, well, he left and y'all went after him. So yeah, this doesn't like the fact that she thinks that she's kind of a hypocrite, but it is anime, so unfortunately it is what it is. Next would be Arifueta, Season 3. If you ever see the first two seasons, the first season was a bit of a crap show because of the animation, but still good story. The second season got a little better, so this is the third season. Hopefully the CGI is much better this time. I hope. This is episode 6 anyway. So we follow Shea's family, who are now free, and they're going to another area to return the slaves that were captured, and they're basically discussing with the elders over there about what's been going on. Of course, the emperor that they captured from the previous episodes tried to negotiate with their boy Hajime, but Hajime says, nah, I'm good. But he sends them back to the kingdom because he wants them to be humiliated. So the leader of the rabbits does get offered a position to be one of the elders, but he refuses, saying that, look, I want to protect my own family. I'll just prove it that we can do so. If any of you want to take us on and try to endanger us, I'll be more than welcome to fuck you up. And then we get a nice heartwarming moment with Shea and Hajime. Shea introducing Hajime to her deceased mother, and them having a moment together, which is all nice. And then after the credits, we see Hajime and Yue in a normal setting, which I'm thinking is probably going to be part of the next arc, because the way this episode went is like this is the halfway, because it's episode 6, and we're getting 16 episodes. So I think we're around there the halfway mark, so we can start a new arc, and I think that's going to take up the rest of the series, rest of the season, which is fine. You know, we got some development with one of the characters. Now we may get some more development with the others, or just, you know, have a bit of hijinks coming through. I don't know. All I do know is that this is a nice way to end this arc. We got some development, we got some action, and Hajime's arm grows just that ever bit more. Why? Because it's harem, why not? Alright. Next, Hoshi Furu. Yeah, I watch a lot of anime. Hoshi Furu Okuko. It's on I watched episode 7. Episode 8 came out. I did not watch it, but I've been liking this a little more and more. I thought it was going to be a bit of a reverse harem. It seems like it would be, but no, it's not. It is a romance, but not a reverse harem. So we got your boy Seth checking up on Hina, who's running a fever, because Seth decided, yeah, I'm gonna cut you down. Yeah, that wasn't smart for you, Hina. That was not smart. Well, I just noticed I call her Hina. It's Nina. Nina. Why I call her Hina? It's Nina. Anyway, Nina then goes around to try to see Seth, but can't because he's gone somewhere, but does say one of the names from a sexist abuser. She also gets him in trouble by using Seth's name, and Seth is starting to realize that Nina's no ordinary princess, not like the one he cut down after he slept with her. And now it's basically much testing her resolve by not only taking care of his bird, who's also named Nina, but also going to meet his parents. But unfortunately, those get sideroad when Nina's carriage falls over, and now she has to survive not only finding the bird, but also dealing with the tiger. So it was really just Nina now getting into Set's head that, look, I'm not like one of those princesses who will just lay down, spread my legs, and go, yes, go in. No, I'm one of those people who will say, I ain't backing down from this. Look, I only marry you because I want to protect the person I actually love. And if I have to do that, so be it. So now Set is getting more interested in her. And hopefully we're going to get to the confrontation where Set and Azure, who's this gentleman right here, fight. So we have Nina, Set, and Azure. There's 12 episodes, and we're on episode 7. Episode 8 just came out, so hopefully the competition comes soon. Because that may be a very interesting conversation. Next up, we have Kamano Hashirun. So we get to a new mystery after the last one ended. It turns out Ishiki, your boy right here with the brown hair, has an Oshi named Nyong. Unfortunately for him, Nyong, yeah, that's her name, Nyong, likes detective work. And unfortunately for Ishiki, Ron just happens to be one of the best in the business. But we do figure out about a villain named Hummingbird, who was hinted at last episode. Hummingbird is apparently a master thief who kidnaps people and then releases them after he's done with whatever they're doing. So while Ishiki and the group are protecting Nyong, Hummingbird tries to come in, and Ron is very suspicious of him because that's how Ron does. Unfortunately, while they're trying to protect her, she does get kidnapped anyway. We don't know what's going on, but I'm suspecting it might be 2 Hummingbirds. Because sometimes some people act as a group. Sometimes you get a name, but some people act as multiple people with the same name. It could be a duo, or it could be 2 Hummingbirds, like one's a fake and one's real. Who knows? All we know is that this is setting up the other murder, and we're setting up another mystery, but I'm not sure exactly how the House of M and the 96 number is going to fit into this. Who knows? Maybe Hummingbird might have something to do with it. Because that's always been like the big, whole, gigantic mystery surrounding the series. Who is the House of M, and what did it have to do with the number 96 that's tattooed on Ron's neck? Okay, this is Ron. Yeah, this is Ishii, this is Ron. Now you know. Alright. Next is Rise of a Tiny Gai, or Yakuza Fiancé. We're on episode 7 of this one. Where episode 8 came out Monday. Most of these came out Monday. Some came out today, some came out Tuesday, but we're going to get to those later on. So anyway, you got Yoshino and her cousin Tsubaki talking about Kirishima, and Yoshino's not exactly sure how Kirishima feels about her. That's why Tsubaki tells her, get the record straight so you can know exactly how Kirishima feels, because if you get the plan to dump this guy, make sure you know how he feels before you start doing your plan. So, being at Kirishima, he goes to an event where he meets an old flame whose name is Shiota now. Turns out they've been buck buddies. They've been bucking each other ever since, and apparently he's so charismatic, or she's so into him, that all we need to do is just call her, and again, the legs are spread for him to go in. But it turns out Kirishima is popular with the ladies in Osaka. But then again, he is a good-looking person, so that's that. But it also gets to the thing that now sees who Kirishima likes, because Kirishima has said he's been interested in Yoshino for quite a while. Like he could stick his sausage in any girl he wants, but when it comes to Yoshino, he is very patient with her. He doesn't treat her like he just treats her like a buddy. He treats her like he loves her. So there's that. So even though his body could belong to any other girl, his heart wants to belong to Yoshino, who questions the crap out of it. So at this point, it's really interesting. At this point, it makes you wonder just how everything's gonna come together. How long will Yoshino take in order to get to Kirishima? Will Kirishima actually be the person Yoshino wants? Because there is a race between the two. Like, in a year, if Yoshino doesn't fall for Kirishima, she's going back to Osaka. But if she does, she's staying in Tokyo. And then there's the whole fact of Kirishima having a lot of side chicks. Meanwhile, if Yoshino has a side dude, Kirishima wants to find a side dude and kill him. Kind of a yandere, but it is. So yeah, this is just basically just introducing more characters into the whole fray. But we're not gonna. But hopefully they don't get caught into like some of the bigger shenanigans that Yakuza are known to be in. Next is ReZero. Ah yes, ReZero. Now this one is a very simple one. Very simple episode to say, and that is Subaru is better than he thinks he is. He gets a plan to try to get everybody to listen and get them hope that everything's gonna be all right, but doesn't think that he will do it because of what how he's been acting this whole entire time. But everybody tells him, yeah, no, Subaru, you actually are very, very good. Like, you've actually inspired a lot of people to do things, and you've done things that not many people would do. And of course, nobody really knows why, because he can't really reveal his powers, but he is happy that he does know. So there's that. So yeah, this whole thing basically is about Subaru just getting the prep talk he needs in order to instill the hopes into everybody. And of course, Emilia realizes that she can't just wait on Subaru forever, and she has to work together with him in order to make sure they solve the whole thing together. So it's a good prep talk and good development for both Subaru and Emilia. It shows how far Emilia has come and shows that Subaru is not alone. Next up, Sengoku Yoko. This is basically a huge flashback episode. A huge flashback episode. Nothing really too special, but it's basically it's just a flashback between two people who are fighting and the motivations they have in order to come up to where they are right now. Not much really to say. If you're interested in the backstory of these characters, then go ahead, be interested in the backstory. Otherwise, it may not be for you. I was not interested in it, but hey, I felt it was something that can be, to say. Yeah, sorry, sometimes it's not really as grandiose as other reviews, but sometimes, again, some of these episodes are pretty common. Next up, Waju Sushi. Oh boy, Waju Sushi. So you got Koga winning the battle against Noel, but Alma comes and interferes. Now, Alma and Koga go at it, but unfortunately Koga has to now go back. So now we know how much Noel wants Koga, and is willing to do what he can to actually get him. And of course, Koga's new slave over Albert goes to meet Noel, and Noel pulls his mind tricks on Albert to try to get everybody to go against him because he realizes a few things after getting information. Ooh, sorry. So now the antagonist Albert has a goal. They give him an ultimatum: fight Noel 1v1, and if he wins, they'll respect him again. But if he loses, well, that's the end of that. Because nobody wants to follow Albert anymore of the Gambino family because they don't like Albert and the Gambino family. And I know this is going to end with Noel winning, so that's not really too much of a stretch. But it does give insights into how Noel can actually be very manipulative thanks to his talker ability. Because he has what they call a silver tongue. See it right here? A silver tongue. And that's the most interesting thing about this whole anime for me is Noel and his talking skills. Like, he's a very good manipulator. I don't know about godlike, but he's a very good one. Alright, next would be Yokai Gakko. Not much to say about this episode. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. Do I have a specific preference on the type of anime? When it comes to Yuri's, that's the one I always give a chance, no matter how much passes. I always give Yuri's a chance. Everything else is usually either because I find it interesting, or I find it, or because my friends watch it and they give me the recommendations. Because, me and my friend, we watch a lot of anime together. We don't watch it together, we used to, but we basically confide in each other about certain anime that we watch. Say hey, you watch this or you watch that. But nowadays, I just kind of view a lot of anime that I have on interest. If anything, I already got my winter 2025 anime already set up. But I'll get to that in a bit, but for this anime, it was just a school festival. That's really it. Nothing much to say. So yeah, as for the anime, I usually look at the previews, and there's that. Some animes I do cut out are sometimes like isekais, because that's been a very saturated genre, and reincarnations. Those are usually the first two I kind of take out, but sometimes they can be good. Not all of them are terrible. Some of them can be good, but I usually take out like a number of them because, like here, this is technically an isekai, but hey, the preview for it was funny. Like here, this is the isekai. I can easily just get rid of this because sometimes when you fill up on anime, it does hurt. It not does hurt, but it does take up a lot of time. So there are times where I just stop. There's times I just don't watch anime because it gets a bit too much. Like here, Pharmagia, I could plan it. I could consider watching it because it was based off a game. But here, I could just get rid of this because I feel like it could be funny, but I could also just say skip it and just, risk doing so. Because some of the anime I do watch aren't all good, and sometimes you do have to risk, like, alienating a number of them just because. Either because the pool gets too big, or you just realize, or you feel like, you just won't be interested. And some that are like sequels, I always say, you know what, I'm gonna watch it because it's a sequel. So if it's a sequel I've already know about, like Hanako-kun, that's already immediately watched. But it's something that I don't know about, like Yubel Blatt, I can look at the preview, look at the synopsis, see the genres, and figure from that point on, okay, I might just give it a try. There's not really too much of a specific genre I want to watch, except for Yuri, but there's some genres I do tend to avoid more than others. And again, sometimes I do miss out on some pretty good classics, and those are risks you're willing to take, especially if you're not really huge on time. So that's the 2025 anime, and you can go further to see which anime are like coming in the future, like Windbreaker Season 2, Takamine-san, Ishu de Churo. Like, you can look in the future to see some of these anime that are coming out. Like Witch Watch. Some of these I get to say, yeah, I could watch it, but I prefer to wait till like the third week of the current season to go figure it out, because that's when some of these anime get all the previews ready. That's when you get all the anime out the way. I just put One Piece to complete it. I could go further into like even summer. Like Sakamoto Days, he is a second core. I didn't know that. And I can even go further into like fall, which is where you got Genpachi Sensei. And you can go further than that to winter, which is Undead Unluck Special. And even further than that, which is anime that's to be announced, but is already confirmed to already have an anime in production. They just haven't recognized when it's coming. And you see, there's a lot of anime that, we don't know when they're coming, but they are all confirmed to have an anime in the works. But yeah, like I said, the preference is either yes to Yuri, no to usually isekais and reincarnations, unless somebody tells me, hey, this is actually pretty good. Then I'll maybe give it a try after I drop something else. Because I don't want to watch too much anime to take up too much of my time. Because that's something I also gotta think about. Like, is this anime going to take up my time? Am I interested in watching this anime? Like, I can try the first episode and not be interested in it, and then I can decide from there if I want to drop it. But sometimes you get the 3-episode rule, and if it doesn't interest you after 3 episodes, you're free to drop it if you want to. Everybody has their own preference, but that's basically mine. Sometimes it's the genre, sometimes it's just time, sometimes it's just, I just not interested. That's really it. But speaking of good anime, we got another one. Yeah, this is the episode a lot of people were talking about because of the backstory of Acrobat Silky. And yeah, I seen the backstory and I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, that was a crazy backstory. Not super huge, but I think it's very relatable because a number of people have that kind of. Because I've known a number of single moms that have actually had that kind of struggle. Raising kids by themselves, doing whatever it takes, be it like working their body, and the normal way, and then that way, It's all just to make sure that you have make ends meet. And unfortunately, it didn't end well. It did not end well for her, and a lot of people were sad about it. A lot of people were sad. Especially considering with the kind of anime Dandadan is. It's like, you insert that into there, a lot of people will say, oh man, it's the greatest anime ever. Well, it's definitely hitting numbers. It's definitely hitting the right numbers and hitting the right notes. Let's keep it up, Science Star. Let's keep it up. There's no need for me to say it, but yeah. No need for me to talk about the episode, but my opinion about the episode is that, yeah, this is crazy. And then we got a new member of the team, Shirotori. Shirotori. We got a new member of the team, so I can't wait to see how she interacts with our crazy duo, Okaru and Ayase. That's gonna be some good stuff. Next, we get to Hitoribochi desu. Yeah, there's 3 Hitoribochis. There's the first one, which not many people know about. There's the second one with the pink hair that a lot of people know about. And this is the third one, which is the Isekai. And it's fun. So, it's about your boy Haruka wanting to leave, but class rep won't let him. He wants to go to do dungeons, and every time he tries to disappear, they are worried about him because, well, they are very worried about him. He was the first person to be nice to them and help them, so they're all more or less attached to the guy. So when he goes to leave for a dungeon, they follow him afterwards, but then he trips a trap and gets separated from them again. And this time, they're now separated, so they have to find each other. He's on the very bottom floor of the dungeon, which is 100 levels down. And he's now at level 101, which he's facing the Dungeon Master. And they're all going through the motions. It's also interesting to note that Haruka himself is actually very low level, while the rest are actually above him. But he's very resourceful with how he does things. Because he gets up with all the so-called useless skills. So because he got dealt with all the useless skills, he's making resources out of it. He's making it look like, oh, they're not exactly useless. Y'all just don't know how to use them. But that's what I like about Hitoribochi. I like that. I like it. I like that they're trying to they're making all the so-called useless skills not so useless. Then we get to my boy Damachi with Bell trying to get rid of Freya. Well, he can't get rid of Freya. So we get more insight about how Freya's skill works. So anybody outside Orario did not get affected by Freya's bewitching skills, and that includes Andromeda and Ryu. Unfortunately, Ryu herself gets captured later on. And then they find out that Seer and Freya, Seer being her, and Freya are the same person. And considering the flashback about when Seer was alone and Ryu was alone and Seer finds her, it hurts a lot. And we get Anya into the mix, and it hurts her too. And then we get more Bell montages, and Bell himself is not exactly he's not exactly falling for Freya right away. He is slowly getting mind swept, but he does kind of break the whole monotony by calling Freya Seer, because that's what she reminds him of. But Freya, the one thing about Freya that's interesting, and I said this last time, she's not trying to brainwash him. She can easily do so, but she wants to win him fair and square. But we still got some bitter aces up our sleeve. We still got Hestia running around because she's not under the spell. She still has the slip that Hermes gave her before he went under the spell. And then we still have Eyes because apparently to Hestia, Eyes is kind of like that one trump card to Bell. Like, that's the one trump card that she doesn't want to let go until she figures out exactly how to proceed going, X and Y. So I can't wait to see how the next episode goes. I want to see more Hestia. That's all I gotta say. Dragon Ball Daima! Where's Dragon Ball Daima? Where is it? Here it is. Dragon Ball Daima. Okay, so we gotta go Pansy doing what she does, fixing the ship. And it turns out we learn more about what Sabrina Kai's race is, the Glens, and how they do things. They're basically genderless when they're born. And Goku has a bounty on his head for what he did to that village. And then we get a nice cool fight between Glorio and Goku, which kind of proves that while Glorio could be strong, Goku has years of training honed to his skill. And the fact that he now can go Super Saiyan, which none of them really know about except for Shin. And we still get a bit more mystery about Glorio's Saw, which is the fact that he's working for Shin's sister. And Shin is Supreme Kai, just in case you guys don't know. And then the end of the episode, we get Vegeta and Piccolo about to go meet Goku, but unfortunately, the ship that Bulma fixes, it doesn't work. We're not sure why, but we'll might find out next episode. So this is basically just more establishing that, you know, the mystery of surrounding Glorio is becoming a bit more solved, and the power levels between everybody who's in the demon world and Goku are vastly different. Especially, like I said, since Goku has a lot more years of experience on him. Now, it would be interesting to see if Goku actually does go Super Saiyan, like 2 or even 3, or hell, even Blue at this point. But I don't think they're trying to go that far, but we'll see exactly how that goes off. Next up, we got Kekkon Surute. So last time we left off, we had Rika meeting up with Takuya's childhood friend Now and see what she does, which is basically being a glass stainer. So Now invites Rika back to her apartment and they get drunk, because that's how people do these days. And Rika spills about how she's feeling about Takuya, because last episode, because of the whole awkwardness about marriage and how it can really hurt people when, you know, divorce comes into mind, she's now basically shutting off her emotions. And unfortunately, that's not being fair to Takuya, because she wants him to actually be clear when she's not being clear herself. She's basically shutting him down because of how she feels. And the crazy thing is that he does confess he wants to take her on a date, but she freezes up for 10 minutes, leave him at what the manga says, red in real life. She left him on red in real life, and he promptly bolts, because I think to anybody, that would be the whole thing to say, yeah, you know, I said, hey, I want to date you. You don't answer me for 10 minutes and you just freeze up on me. It's like, all right, well, I guess you don't want to date me. I'm gone. So now I think the next episode, she's going to have to start thinking about what she actually wants from this guy, because he's already laid out his plans. So now it's her turn to lay out her plans. So yeah, that's what's been going on this episode. I think there's something going on in my building. Oh well. So yeah, that's the whole thing that's been going on in this episode. So we got Takuya laying out his plans, and Rika, now she has to do her part. What she's going to do, we got to find out next episode. But again, I like the fact that it's not on Rika to actually... I do like the fact that they don't actually make it seem like he has to do the whole legwork. He knows what he wants. Now she has to meet him halfway and give him an answer. They don't usually do that in most anime, and some of these anime sometimes. Next we got Mal 2099. It's an original anime. So most of the episodes about your boy Graham and the secretary having an all-out brawl. Graham is the knight right here, the secretary is right here. Don't know if you can see that, but that's where it is. Actually, we can look at the visuals, can't we? Yeah, we can look at the visuals. So yeah, we got your boy Graham right here and your secretary here having an all-out brawl. And while she's good, and she does have the Magma armor, Graham just has years of experience. And he even tells her as such that, yeah, I got years of experience over you, so that's why I won. And of course, Marcus, being the douche that he is, tries to sacrifice Machina, but Vetrol, being the god that he is, comes saves her in time. Not much to really say, but it's just basically Mal being Mal and, you know, being the good god that he is. I wonder what's going to happen to Graham after the whole thing is going. Oh, how many episodes? Oh, 12 episodes? And we're on episode 7? I think we might have to... I hope a second season comes through. I really hope it does. But this is actually a pretty good anime as far as I know. Shangri-La Frontier, second season. Oh, Sunraku. Sunraku, my boy. You can never wear anything because of the curse of lichen on your mantle. But unfortunately, while they can't get rid of it easily, he's not going to. At least I don't know why he doesn't. But then he goes and tries another game. So we're introduced to another game, and basically another player who might get into the Shangri-La Frontier game crew, which is probably her, because that's the leader of the game. That's the lead player of the game he's playing, Nephilim Hollow, I believe. That's what I think it's called. But yeah, he goes to another game and meets the person there. And I think she's gonna go to Shangri-La Frontier. I'm getting confused with all these games going around. Jeez, it's crazy, isn't it? And we still got the Game Awards to go through. So, oh boy, sit tight. We're still going. Oh, just so you know, I'm not doing reviews for Ramuna 1/2 or Rurouni Kenshin because I feel like people have already seen those already. If you haven't seen those, well, old anime can tell you otherwise. I'm only doing anime that are technically new. Like, this is technically new, and I'm watching this, so I'm going to just leave that there. So that this is technically new. But Ramuna 1/2 is a remake, and Rurouni Kenshin is a remake. So, you know, there you go. Next is Negaposi. So now we're getting to another character who's Fujishiro-san. Unfortunately, your boy Sasaki wants to catch another fish. You know, my boy here, he wants to catch a specific fish, to thinking that I need to catch bigger fish in order to be like or to have a good time. Thankfully, fishing's not all about that. It's all about just hanging out and having fun with your friends. And thankfully for him, Fujishiro-san actually tells him such. So not much to really go here. We're just getting introduced to some of the bigger members of the whole crew. And I want to know how the whole diagnosis with his 2-year left lifespan of his brain tumor might go play out. I don't know. He might die. Who knows? Next we get to Suma Shogakusei. Now this one I was very much looking forward to because last episode Takai slept and woke up as Marika. And as it turns out, they explained near the end of the episode, while everybody's trying to figure out what's actually going on, that Marika and Takai are sharing the same body. So yeah, just so you know. So these two, this is the ghost of his wife who passed on, and she's sharing the same body as his elementary school right here. Unfortunately, the only reason that happened was because she was having problems with her mother, and now those problems have been solved, and these two are now getting along, now trying to move on without her. Regrets are starting to lift up, and now the younger girl is coming back. So now the whole problem is these two have to start moving on without her. The daughter is doing so fine with him, but now it's the husband and father has to do so, and she might be the key. So what the priest said is not even like reincarnation, which they all originally thought, it's possession. Her soul is possessing her body. And at some point, her soul is going to have to move on because the body only has one soul. So eventually, they're going to have to get her up to the fact that, yeah, she's going to pass on at some point. So that's what interesting to me. So it just remains to be seen just how much, what's going to be the trigger to make him realize, yeah, you can't just go. You can't, I got to live on without you. I don't know what the trigger is, but hopefully it comes soon. Next we get 2.5 Jingen. So, I've never been to Comic-Con before, and this episode is all about how brutal Comic-Con can be because it's one of the biggest anime conventions in the world. And it is brutal because it's in summer, everybody's hot, there's a lot of people surrounding you, and the fact is, when it comes to taking pictures as a cosplayer, your ability to draw a crowd and keep a crowd is crucial if you want to make it somewhere. And unfortunately for Ririsa's group, it's 4 people. So because it's 4 people, they can't really do it as well. And Ririsa herself suffers from heat stroke trying to take on everything. And after the first day ends, they refine their technique and try to work together by not only recognizing some familiar poses, but also making sure that when it comes to taking breaks, they can take breaks and be, fine for the later sessions. So yeah, I never knew about. So yeah, this teach me a lot about how brutal Comic-Con is, and eventually one day if I do go there, I'll be very interested in seeing like exactly how the whole thing plays out. Sure, I'll be surrounded by a whole bunch of people taking pictures because everybody has high quality cameras, but it'll be a nice. It'll be nice. Alright, next up we got Aonomiburo. Where is that at? Aonomiburo. Right here. Aonomiburo. So, you got your boy Serizawa, who's not on here right now. Okay, there's a lot of Shitsengumi. Oh, this is Serizawa right here. Yeah, that's Serizawa. Anyway, he goes to the news that they're going to the Aizu domain to protect the feudal lords and to solve a big mystery, which is a dude died and they have to figure out who the hell done it. So everybody goes, and three of the boys, Taro, Hajime, and Neo being the main guy, they meet another boy named Seto. And it turns out Seto does know exactly what happened, and the boys go question him. But Seto himself is being a bit of a mystery, and they're actually right to think that, okay, he keeps us at arm's length, we gotta keep him as arm's length. And two of the boys, Neo and Hajime, get attacked in the middle of the night while patrolling. So we're going to see how Seto fits in with all of this. I'm not sure how, but that will be a very interesting thing to look at. As you can see, they got all the characters here. You know, Neo, and I think the live action version of Neo, or just the voice actor for him. I don't know. There's a lot of visuals here. A lot of visuals. But yeah, that's how the whole thing is going to go. So this bit of a mystery, and now we're trying to find out exactly how the mystery is going to go. Next up, we got Kimi wa Maid-sama. Kimi wa Maid-sama. So it turns out wearing maid clothes in the streets is not what people like, or not what people think is normal. So Hitoyoshi and the gang go to buy Yuki some normal clothing. They also go watch a zombie movie, which Yuki is fakely scared of because, rightfully so, since zombies are already dead, you can't really kill them. And that's something that a lot of people have said with a number of movies when it comes to zombies. Can you really kill something that's already dead? Return to Living Dead answers that and says, not the heck really. And then we get more into Yuki's backstory about why she decided to wear the maid outfit in the first place, and we find out she does have a little sister who may be the pink-haired girl that appeared and was watching them before. That could be the little sister. We don't know. We gotta find out next episode, or just read the manga, whichever one you feel is better for you. So yeah, this is basically just another heartwarming episode with us knowing more about Yuki's past. So we'll see exactly how it all comes into play later on. Alright, next we have Majouna. Where is it? There we go. Majouna. Now, some people don't like the fact that this girl, Mirai, with the purple hair, they don't like the fact that she's being depressed. I do like it myself, because sometimes you don't want the happy-go-lucky person with the whole Genki personality. Sometimes you need to give them some sort of like big obstacle that really hinders like a lot of their personality to make them a bit more compelling. And for her, it's the fact that while she can do magic, her confidence is killing a lot of her potential. Meanwhile, everybody else is doing magic left and right, and some people who can't do magic are still pursuing other ventures that they like. Her venture is that she wants to do magic, but she can't because her confidence is being shot. However, they subvert the whole thing with her not being able to do magic by revealing that she actually can do magic, but her confidence. And the type of magic she can't do, it turns out to be ancient magic. And unfortunately, she needs to learn how to do it ASAP because they're going to have to face something really big, and she's going to be crucial to it. But I wonder if she's going to actually leave the academy at some point, and they're going to go start chasing her. If that happens, then that'll be interesting. But we're only on episode 12, so I don't think they're going to do that. I wanted to do that, but I don't think they're going to do that. Alright, next up we have Mecha Uide. So, we get something interesting. Alma gets his memories back. And we get a bit more backstory as to how Alma and the previous owner of him got together and why they left. So once Alma gets his memories back, he promptly tries to abandon Hikaru, who's this dude right here. He tries to abandon him in order to make sure that, hey, I don't want you to get in trouble with me. But unfortunately, Alma and Hikaru are basically one and the same. So we got your girl Aki telling Hikaru, yo, you really gonna leave him like that? And Hikaru says, nah, I'm not going to. I can't do so. So yeah, we get more backstory into Alma. I don't know if I'm actually particularly fond of how the whole thing is going. Then again, I kind of rushed this episode because trying to get it out. But yeah, I'm just not really interested in. Yeah, I was interested in Alma's like backstory, but not anymore. Well, at least we got it, and it just didn't feel as compelling. I think that was it. It just didn't feel as compelling as what I wanted it to be. And it feels a little too early to do the whole, oh, don't abandon your partner kind of thing. But we still got some episodes left, though. We still got the episodes left. So I don't feel like, I don't know, it just feels weird. The whole episode just didn't really feel like it didn't gel well together. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, next up we have Party Kara. Right here, Party Kara Suiho. So we got... So, this is a very interesting episode. Very interesting episode. Let's put this right here so we can get the whole crew together. So, we got Laos and Narcena. Yeah, so, okay, so we have Laos and Narcena getting their bag because they defeated Phoenix. And it turns out Narcena actually does have the hots for Laos. Big shocker, I know. So then they decide to form a part. So then now they're forming a party with Armia right here, Lyra and Siege. Do you plan to play the new psychological horror game Tsugunari Chess School? I've never heard of that. Actually, let me check. Let me search that up. Tsugunari Chess School. Oh, this it? Welcome to the chess school. Connect with the bring of the Sakuraki town and engage them in chess matches. How will you master the moves that come your way? Okay. Alright, let's look at it for a bit. Alright, so it's a visual novel, psychological horror. It's about chess. I'm not exactly good at chess, honestly. I tried before, but, you know, I'd never been good at chess. I wonder how this is psychological horror, though. Alright, there's a lot of... Alright, there's a lot of different... Okay. A lot of different girls here. Tsunagari Chess School by Mint Kuro. What else did they develop? Let's see, Mint Kuro. Only this one, huh? Only this one. Well, it doesn't seem psychologically horrifying. Oh. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Is this gonna be just another, like, Doki Doki Literature Club? This is gonna be another Doki Doki Literature Club, isn't it? Alright. You got me. You got me, Mineral Berry. By the way, welcome to the stream. My name is Silva Lowenhart, and right now we're reviewing some anime. You know, we review anime, we play games and stuff like that. So yeah, we do a lot of stuff around here. So sit back, relax, make sure you follow, join the party, and enjoy some harmonic chaos. But yeah, this is an interesting, okay. I'm vaguely interested. It's psychological horror. There's English. Okay, so it's full English audio. As a publisher, what did he do? Okay, so this is their only game. There's only been 6 reviews so far. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. See? Yeah, more like this. Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay, this is definitely Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay, I see it right here. Do not enter the closet. I won't enter that closet when I get the chance, you mother... Girl. Oh, shut up. Anyway, let's get back to Party Kara. So yeah, so we got Laos, Narcena, Siege, Lyra, and Armia forming a party. And then we get to talk about love. Because it turns out Narcena loves Laust. And Laust does have feelings for Narcena. But he wants to be sure that Narcena's not going to betray him and she's not doing things, that endanger anybody else. And of course, Lyra loves Siege. Siege may have some feelings for Lyra. We don't know. And then you got Armia just being by her own lonesome self. Why? Because that's how it works. That's how life works. There's also been a story throughout the whole entire episode, this episode specifically, about a princess who's basically supposed to be sacrificed to a dragon. Now, what happens near the end of the episode is that the princess happens to have blue hair. And the thing about Narcena was that early on, when she was younger, she had blonde hair, but woke up one day to having blue hair. So she might be the princess they might sacrifice. It's playing to that. So we're going to see we're going to see how Lao's place it is, because there is some demon Oni stuff going on with him. So we're going to see how that works out. Hey, Beth! We don't like that! Oh, do we? Alright, next up we got Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online. But yeah, as for Suganari Chess School, yeah, I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna try that out. It does seem like an interesting thing. It's psychological horror, so we're gonna get to that. Okay, next is Gun Gale Online. So Len's group is the only group that's left after everybody gets flooded or flushed down or whatever. And it turns out Peter Hui arranged this whole thing to get Len to fight her. But Len, being the nice girl that she is, doesn't want to fight Peter Hui. What? Why? Because Len wants to believe in the power of friendship. Unfortunately, Peter Hui says, nah, F friendship, I want you to fight me, so I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I fight you. And she does whatever she can. And then turns out the traitor was not Peter Hui, it was Len the entire time. Le Gasperudo. So now Len is kind of like really pissed. And, well, now that since there's not really, since the last season there were kind of stakes that Peter Hui was going to offer herself if Len didn't fight her. The only way Len can actually take care of this right now and, deny Peter Hui what she wants is if she says, no, I'm not going to fight you. I ain't going to fight you. I want to believe in the power of friendship. Yeah! So there's that. So we're going to see how that works out. And then finally, the last anime of the review will be Trion Game. What's interesting about this episode to me, there were VTubers involved. Yeah, you got your boy Gaku and Haru making Rinrin a VTuber, who's basically supposedly their AI for their flower selling business, because that's what they started with. And they did something that I want to call what they call minimal viable product. Actually, I was wrong. This is not the last anime. I got one more anime after this. But yeah, basically they do something called a minimum value product, or MVP, as well. And it's basically a version of basically what you do with that. A minimum value product is a version of a product with just enough features to be usable by early customers to gauge feedback. So let me repeat that. A minimum valuable product is a version of a product with just enough features to be usable by early customers to gauge feedback. So let's say there was a site that they want people to actually look at. That would be, it has just enough features for people to look at and gauge the feedback on how it can be improved, what's already been done, what they don't like. A number of companies do engage in that, and sometimes uses AI to, do that for them. But Haru and Gaku said, nah, we're going to do it our own selves because we're good like that. Gaku got computers, I got the faces. And then they go to another flower company to engage in a contract, only to realize they need to come up with $20 million in sales by the end of the month, within a month. Now, what's interesting about this episode? They go to freaking Kabukicho, or as Yakuza fans like to say, Kamurocho. We're at Kamurocho, baby! Let's hope you meet Kiryu Kazuma in there. Alright, Then we got one more episode, one more anime, and that is Nageki no Bude. I keep forgetting this anime appears because it appears late on Sundays. Yeah, there's actually a schedule for some of these anime. I'll show the schedule after this. So the whole anime is really just about, the whole battle with Akashic Tower is really just a battle between Sophia and Citre, with everybody else sprinkled between with Fino, Liz, and maybe Karai in there. So Citre's already figured out exactly what Akashic Tower is. Is already noticing that they're not exactly going to really make a dent within like her game plans. So now it's just a matter of exactly how she's going to handle taking care of them. And there's also another girl in the group with a red hair, and I think that might be Sophia. I am not sure. Is there a visual of her? There is not a visual of her. There's visuals of everybody else but her. And also, these three have yet to make an appearance. We got all these three, but these three have yet to make an appearance. And it's 13 episodes, so hopefully they make an appearance at some point. But, yeah. That is all the anime I've watched for this week. We got anime I watched last week. We got this week coming up, so I'm going to get rid of those. But for the schedule, here's the schedule if some of you might be wanting to watch some of these anime. So today's Wednesday, so you got ReZero and Seikoku Yoko coming in. And of course, there's other anime that I don't watch that you guys might have some sort of interest in. And as you can see, there's other anime that are coming out that you might be interested in that you might want to take a look at on different days. See? And it tells you what time these anime actually appear in Japan or even American time. So make sure you all take a look at this stuff. You know, you go to this site, livechart.me, and take a look at all this and check out which anime you want to watch, which anime you might be interested in, check the future ones, and so on and so forth. So with the anime out the way, let's get to the next part of this whole stream. And after this, I think we'll just log off. The Game Awards. Now, I've already voted for the Game Awards, but we can look at the nominees for all the games and get a bit of insight on what we think will be the top anime, top of the whole thing. So, let's go category. Let's start from the bottom. So, first you have the esports team. The recognizing a specific esports team, not the full organization, judged the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2024. We have Bilibili Gaming for League of Legends, Genji for League of Legends, Navi for Counter-Strike, T1 for League of Legends, and T-Liquid for Dota 2. Now, I don't know. Now, I don't watch League of Legends, Counter-Strike, or Dota. So, at this point, I will say it's whatever. Like, any one of them can kind of get it. Next would be the best esports athlete. The esports athlete judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2024, irrespective of game. Now, we have 33, Alex IB, Shovi, Faker, Jawu, and Jimmy. I don't know how to really pronounce that. Now, what kind of upsets me about this is the fact that there's no fighting game, is that I don't really see any fighting game players. I think most of these are just like, most of these are just like for the mobile games, or the MOBAs. But everybody calls about Faker being good, so there's that. Best esports game. For the players that deliver the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments and community support and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. So our nominees are Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant. I see a lot of people play League of Legends and Valorant. But I'm going to say Valorant because Valorant's been getting a lot of good press lately, and League of Legends is kind of like, it's big, but people have been getting pissed off about it, so I'm going to really try to count that. Next will be Content Creator of the Year, and we already see someone that's really should be deserving Content Creator of the Year. You should know, for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact in the community in 2024. And the nominees are Case O, who I've heard a lot of good things about because he's kept it real and kept it very much 100%. A lot of people think Case O should win this. If not Case O, then definitely the final nominee. Then we got Elio Juan, Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, and of course, our fellow VTuber, Usada Pecora. So many people say it's either going to be between Case O and Usada Pecora. Honestly, vote for whoever you want. If your favorite streamer is not up here, then, you know, better luck next time. But, yeah, that's the whole thing. It's between these two that most people most, I guess, mainstreamers. But don't get disrespectful to the other three. They've done the work to put in the work to, you know, put the time in the spotlight, too. So, anybody you vote for, just remember, they're all great. They're all great streamers, okay? Every single one of them has been a great streamer in their own respective right, and even if you don't know them, give respect to the fact that they've done enough to be nominated here. Maybe you might not have heard of them before, but you heard them now, and who knows? They might play your favorite game and have some really good insight into it. But we all know we gotta go for Bad Quarter because, you know, that's our sister from another mister. Don't you know? The most anticipated game. Oh, we already know who's taking this. It's already right there. But it recognized an announced game that has demonstrated illustrated potential to push the game medium forward, and that is Grand. We already know it's Grand Theft Auto 6. We already know this. I mean, sure, there's Monster Hunter Wilds and maybe Metroid Prime 4. I don't know about Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding on the beach. But we already know Grand Theft Auto's taking this because it's basically like, it's the hugest looking forward to in the whole sphere. They want this. They want this to be there. And I don't blame them. Best adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. Our nominees are Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and Tomb Raider. Now, I have not seen Knuckles. I do know about Yakuza Like a Dragon. I heard it wasn't as good. Arcane was pretty okay, and Tomb Raider, they didn't like how Laura's been portrayed so far. So I think Fallout is going to take this just because I heard nothing but good things about Fallout. And Fallout is a good game anyway. But I really want Knuckles to win because I like Knuckles. I like Knuckles, but that's just me. That's just me personally. Best multiplayer. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massive multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. And our nominees are Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. First off, I don't know why Tekken 8's on here because while it is a multiplayer, you can easily put like almost any fighting game on there and it'll still do the same thing. But hey, I love Tekken. Some people say Helldivers 2 got better, but then it also got worse. So I might give it to Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. That's my personal, but I think Helldivers 2 might take it. Just because. Best sports racing game. I have no idea what any of these are. For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game, our nominees are F1 24, Esports FC 25, NBA 2K25, Top Spin 2K25, and WWE 2K24. I'm going to give it to WWE because that's the only one I actually recognize. The others I do not. Best simulator or strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay irrespective of platform. And nominees are Age of Mythology Retold, Frostpunk 2, Kunisugami, Path of the Goddess, Mana Lords, and Unicorn Overlord. I've not heard any of these except for maybe Unicorn Overlord and Kuni Mitsugami. So I can't really say which one will be, you know, okay. But then it's Age of Mythology Retold. I don't know. I might have to give it to Unicorn. I might have to. Next is Best Family. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Our nominees are Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. Look, Mario Party, you don't put families together, you take them apart. We know your game, Mario Party. I'm going to have to give it to Astrobot. Astrobot's been nothing but innocent. But then there's The Plucky Squire. Probably Astrobot. Probably Astrobot. Astrobot's been like a really big sleeper hitter this time around. Best fighting game. Oh boy, we already know the most realistic ones. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat, our nominees are Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Multiverses, and Tekken 8. Now let's go over the whole thing. Multiverses, I heard, just got worse. It just got worse. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is good, but it's merely a collection of 20-year-old games. To say this is the best fighting game of this year would kind of be bad. Now, most people think Tekken 8 will take it, and I do agree Tekken 8 could take it. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is not really much of a fighting game, much as just a really good fighting game. But as for like, if you're going for FCC related, Sparking Zero does well, but it does the same vein as Marvel vs. Capcom. So I think Tekken 8 could take it. But then we get to Grand Blue. Now the story about Grand Blue is a very interesting story because the original one, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, came out just as soon as COVID hit, and it was the last one to have delay-based netcoding in. Because of that, it could not reach its full potential, whatever it could have been. It struggled because of the lack of player-to-player like gameplay. It had to only deal with the netcode, and not many people really wanted to give it a chance because of it. Then comes Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, which, me personally, I think this is like its big second chance. Like, its second chance at life, and it's doing well for itself. So, as much as I love Tekken 8 to take it, I think Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, it should not be ignored because it has a history of it didn't do well the first time, and it wasn't its own fault. It's now got a second chance with rollback netcoding and more characters to come. So this is the second chance at life, and it's been doing good so far. So I really want this to end. While it may not get like the win, I want it to get the recognition it deserves because it is a really good game for what it is. It's a good game for what it is, and it's very fun to play. If you guys haven't tried it out, you should try it out. It's a fun game with a lot of fun characters in there. And there's also another game called Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which is an action game. Same characters. But yeah, I really want to get to the chance, but I know this is going to take it, and I know this is going to become a very close second. If not Tekken 8, then definitely Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I would be surprised if any of the others take it, especially Multiverses, but I really think it's Tekken 8. Tekken 8's taking the whole thing. Best RPG. For the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massive multiplayer experiences. Our nominees are Dragon's Dogma, Elden Ring Shadow of the Ildtree, Final Fantasy vs. Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. Now, this has been getting a lot of traction in Fantazio. ReFantazio is getting a lot of traction. And of course, when it comes to Rebirth, the problem with Rebirth, I think Maximilian Do said it, is a third part of the whole series. It was just like the entire game, that'd be one thing, but it's only a third part of the entire Final Fantasy Remake 7 Remake series. And Elden Ring, Shadow of the Ildtree, unfortunately, I think that's just a DLC, which has gotten a lot of controversy because of the whole DLC thing. I personally voted for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth because, you know, it's like a dragon, but I think either ReFantazio or Rebirth or maybe Ildtree, either one of these three could probably take it. I don't know about Dragon Dogma 2, but I think that was just like a missed opportunity for that one. At least that's what I think. Next is Best Action Adventure. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. And our nominees are Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. I never heard too much good things about Star Wars Outlaws, and the rest are pretty good, but I think Astrobot is going to win this whole thing. I think so. Best action game. For the best action game of the action genre focused primarily on combat. And whoo boy, we got some good contenders here. The nominees are Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 4000 Space Marine 2. Now, I've not played Stellar Blade. I want to play Stellar Blade. I want to play this game because it looks like a really fun game. But I also want to play Black Myth Wukong. I think it's gonna be between Helldivers, Stellar Blade, and Black Myth Wukong. I want to be between Stellar Blade and Black Myth, but I feel like Helldivers can take it. But then again, if Space Marine 2 takes it, that'll also be good too. Next, VR AR. For the best game experiences playable in virtual augmented reality, irrespective of platform. I don't do AR, but our nominees are Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellsinger VR, and Metro Awakening. I want to go say Batman because it's Batman. Next is Best Mobile Game. For the best game playable on a mobile device. Our nominees are AFK Journey, Balotro, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, Wuthering Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero. I've heard nothing but a lot of hype for Balotro. I might have to go play that and try it out because I heard nothing but hype about Balotro. AFK Journey was there, but I don't know if it's really that great. And the trading card game pocket seems like nostalgia more than anything. As for Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves fell off. Like, I tried it and it fell off, and Zenless Zone Zero has potential, but then again, Hoyoverse already has Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact, so having Zenless Zone just win it's very animated. I'm not going to lie, it's super animated. But I feel like Balotro going to take it because of how much hype this is getting. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry, Zenless. I love you, but it's Balotro. Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio, we got the nominees: Animal, Balotro, Mandalords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire. Again, Balotro because, again, everybody's been hyping up about it. It's a card game, but everybody's hyping up Balotro. Best independent game. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in the game made outside the traditional publisher system. Again, Balotro's up there, but we also got Animal, Lorelei and the Laser Eye, Neva, and UFO 50. And yeah, I think Balotro can again take it. Those are the majority voted because it's so freaking good. Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency and responsiveness, inclusiveness of social media activity, and games updates and splashes. So we have Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Final Fantasy 14 is still being played to this day, but Baldur's Gate 3 is still also being played. No Man's Sky definitely has some updates, and Fortnite is still being played. I don't know about Helldivers 2, so I think it might be between Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, because, people... I don't know about Fortnite. I say between Baldur's Gate 3 and Final Fantasy 14. Maybe Helldivers. Could be surprising in No Man's Sky. Would be really surprising in Fortnite, but I think it's between these two. That's just me. Next is the best ongoing game. So, the best ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. And nominees are Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. Again, Final Fantasy 14 is still going through it, and I don't know about Helldivers, and maybe Helldivers 2. But the rest are just like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Will be surprising, but I don't think so. Then we have games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. What does it mean by impact, really? I don't know. But we got 6 of them, actually. We got Close to the Distance, Indica, Neva, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Suno Saga Hellblade 2, and Tales of Kenzura. I don't know. I'm guessing Setsuna, but it could be also Life is Strange. But then again, it's also Neva. I don't know about this one. I don't really know much about the whole impact of gaming, really. Next, innovation in accessibility. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So nominees are Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age The Veil Guard, Prince of Persia, and Star Wars Outlaw. I say probably between Dragon Age and Call of Duty. Probably between Call of Duty and Dragon Age. I'm gonna just say that. I don't think, because as much people hate about Dragon Age, people still play it. They just don't like some of the dialogue in there, which is perfectly fine. If you don't like the dialogue in there, it's perfectly fine to not like the dialogue. But anyway, next, best performance. Oh boy, voice acting. Sorry, I recognize more Japanese, but English. But hey, maybe I recognize some people here. Awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and/or performance capture. We have Brianna White for Final Fantasy VII, Hanatea for Life is Strange, Kimberly Gonzalez for Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts for Silent Hill 2, and Melina Hurrigens for Assassin's Saga. I'm assuming it's for specific characters, but I do know Brianna White is Aerith in Final Fantasy VII, and Aerith is huge towards that story, so I think Brianna White would take it, but then again, Melina Hurrigens could take it. Then again, it could be Luke Roberts as well. He's the only guy here. All of them are just like generically good-looking women. I'm sorry. Best audio design. Recognized for the best in-game audio and sound design. A lot of people. Let's see, nominees are Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Senua's Blade, Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill. I might give it to Silent Hill because when it comes to some of these games, atmosphere is important. And I think Silent Hill 2 probably has some of the better atmosphere of all these games. Best score and music. For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. Nominees are Astral Blade, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor, Fantasio, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. I say it's probably between Metaphor, Fantasio, Stellar Blade, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I gotta play Stellar Blade. I gotta play this to really get into it. I really want to play that. It looks fun. Best art direction. For outstanding creative and/or technical achievement and artistic design and animation. You got between Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Shadow of the Eltree, Metaphor and Fantasio, and Neva. All these could be very good, like, artistically in their own right. If I had to choose, though, some people say Shadow of the Elden Ring. But I think Fantasio and Neva are definitely really strong contenders. Black Myth Wukong seems more gritty than anything. But I want to try that too. Alright, best narrative. For outstanding storytelling, narrative development in a game. Out of all these games I played, I only played Infinite Wealth. There's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Infinite Wealth, like I said, Metaphor, Fantasio, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Now, I don't know much about the others. I do know that when it comes to Infinite Wealth, Ichiban's story wasn't as strong as Kiryu's story, because Kiryu's story was basically just cleaning up his past demons. That's pretty much what his story was all about. It was just cleaning up his past demons and realizing that, you know, him running away from his problems just was kind of like kickstarted a shit ton of the things that happened within this later in the series. So now he's basically fixing his rights and wrongs and trying to make amends with everything. So that was pretty good narrative. But it does keep dynamic with Ichiban's never-ending optimism. But the others can have some good ones too. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I don't think it's going to win because while it's a good narrative, it's mostly it kind of can be condensed to just a what-if scenario. Not to mention it is a remake, so it's just a what-if scenario. Like, what if this happened? What if that were possible? The other three are pretty original, so I might, give it to them. Yeah. Best game direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision, innovation, and game direction and design. Our nominees are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Shadow of the Eltree, Rebirth, and Metaphor Fantasio. I say it's probably between Balatro and Fantasio. Maybe Astrobot. But again, Rebirth is just a remake, so I don't know if it's like best game direction. Because, you're remaking something that was already a good classic. It's going to be a coin flip no matter how you try to slice it. This is DLC, and Black Myth Wukong, it was good just because it was super unexpected. Super unexpected. So it's between like Balatro, Astrobot, and Metaphor. And then finally, Game of the Year. We have Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy Rebirth, and Metaphor Fantasio. All good, strong contenders. But I say, outside of like Eltree, which is DLC, and Rebirth, which is a remake, the other four do have some strong stuff going for them. Astrobot was a very big, no-name that came out of nowhere and said, hey, I'm pretty good if you just do things simple. Balatro was an indie game that came out of nowhere and said, yeah, I do things good. Blend with Wukong came out of nowhere, and people were just like, holy crap, it's actually pretty freaking fun. And of course, Metaphor Re Fantasio is just, you know, it's Atlas doing what the Atlas does. It's all pretty good stuff. All pretty good stuff here. So who I think is going to take it? It could be any one of these, but then again, it could be these two. No matter who wins, we all like games. So just vote your favorite game, and hope your favorite game gets it next year. And also, don't kill each other over this kind of stuff. It sucks. It's not right to do that for other people. Don't do that to other people, okay? Just enjoy the games and enjoy your favorite content creators. You know, just try to play as much games as you can if you can. Remember, this all goes down on December 12th, and that is going to be on December 12th. When is that going to be on? December 12th is going to be on we're going to probably stream it ourselves on Thursday. So we're definitely going to stream it on a Thursday to get into this whole thing. That's going to be a very fun day, isn't it? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I think we're done here. This is all going to go up on YouTube if you haven't been here so far. So, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all those who followed and commented, and, you know, this is what you need to do. I'm going to go chill now. So, love, peace, and VTubing. See you next time. Pecora #1!